Welcome to week 3. By now, you should have read Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and also completed Chapter 2 projects. Hopefully, you've started reading Chapter 3. Project 3-1 will introduce the su command. It will be discussed more in a later chapter. Its basic purpose is to elevate a normal user account to the root account without having to re-log into the system. The main commands we're going to focus on are cd, change directory. This allows you to move around in the command line, change into different folders. There's a period. Its symbol represents the current directory. It's not useful with the cd command. It's more useful with copy and move commands later on. You also have a double dot. This represents a parent directory. Using this in combination with cd will move you up in the file tree. The last command we'll look at, pwd, print working directory. As you move around, you can type pwd to verify where you're at. Maybe you've stepped away from the computer for a while and forgot where you're at. So pwd always shows you on the screen what directory you're running. Now you'll need to start your Oracle Linux machine. Once it starts, you'll need to log in as sample user 1. Remember, if you're at a command line login, use Control-Alt-F1 to get to the graphical login screen. Secret is the password, in case you forgot. Once signed in, we will use the Activities menu and launch the terminal application. We'll now use the su space minus command to elevate ourselves to root privileges, using pass1234 as the password. If the command works correctly, you will end with a £. Type pwd, press enter. You will see /root. If not, go back, try the su minus again. Don't proceed unless you're in /root. Now we type cd and press enter. Type pwd again. Where did it take us? It did not change directories. cd by itself takes us to our home folder, the place where we store our documents, save our internet cache, and other items. So we were already there. Typing cd and enter didn't need to take us anywhere. Let's try cd space period. Remember, this stands for current directory, and I said this is not useful with the cd command. It just says, take me where I'm at. pwd, enter. Did I move? No, I did not. Let's look at this graphically. Where am I located? Let's click the Activities menu. Click the File Manager. On the left side, click Other Locations. Click Computer. At the top, click Toggle View. You can adjust the size of the file manager. You can also adjust the location of your terminal screen. Can we find the root account? Yes, it is right there. We are in that folder. This might help you visually see where you're at from the command line to what it looks like in a more familiar graphical interface. Now let's type cd space ... Press enter. pwd shows that we are in the root account. This is not part of the lab, but let's type ls and press enter. We see a directory listing. Do they match what you see in the graphical file manager? We have bin, boot, dev. Look here, we have the same folder names. Now let's try cd space, and let's pick root. Do you see it? Press enter. Type pwd. What happened? We changed directory. We went into the one we could see, root. We see Etsy on the screen, but we're no longer at the very first, the root directory. There's a difference between the root home folder and the root directory. / is the root directory. / root is the root home folder. cd space etc. Press enter. No such file or directory. Try the ls command again. What do we see? We're inside the root home folder. We only see 2 files listed. The etc folder is not in here. We are not able to change by typing cd space etc. Now let's try cd space the root directory / then etc. This will tell the change directory command to start at root and then look for etc. Press enter. Notice the prompt changed. Type pwd. Press enter. We changed to the Etsy directory. Now type cd space / Press enter again. It took us back to the root directory. Verify with pwd again. Press enter. You may want to pause the video and try to change into different folders. At the end of playing, type cd space /, press enter, and verify you're back at the root directory. Now, we'll play with some other tidbits. cd space the tilde character. It's the same key that is the back quote left of the 1 key on the keyboard. You have to hold down the shift key and click the back quote key on the keyboard. So the wavy line represents the home directory. We're going to type a username, user1, and press enter. The change directory command found the default home folder location of normal users and changed us into user1 home folder. pwd will show that we are in /home /user1. /home is the default location for all user accounts, home folders. The root account is special. It is kept separate under / root. If you type ls, we'll see a listing of folders. Notice they are uppercase with the first letter. Type cd space. And this isn't part of the lab, but I'll type desktop without a capital. Do you see the error? You need to recognize when an error happens. We did something wrong. We need to correct the spelling. Desktop. No such file or directory. We misspelled it. cd space desktop with a capital D pressing enter. PWD, press enter. Now we're at Home, User 1, Desktop. View it graphically. Find the home folder. Double click. Find User 1. Double click. Find Desktop. This is the folder we are inside of. Let's modify the graphical file manager a little bit more. In the top left corner, click the file manager icon. Select Preferences. Put a checkbox beside Allow folders to be expanded. Click the X. Now I want to go back and back again. Now that I see Home, I have an arrow beside Home, a triangle actually. If I click the triangle, it will expand out, maybe in a more familiar look. Go back to your terminal. We are at /home /user1 /desktop. Let's try cd space ... That says go back a directory. What if we combine them together and put a /... That should say go back 2 directories. And if we do it again, go back 3. We are 3 directories deep from the root directory. So if we want to go from desktop all the way back to the beginning, we can use 3 ... separated by /. Press enter. PWD again. Are we where we wanted to be? Yes. In the graphical file manager, expand out etc. You'll notice there's a large number of files and folders. I will scroll, and inside of etc, you will find a Samba folder. Go back to the terminal. Can we get there in one go? cd space / etc / Samba. Remember, I expanded out the etc directory, scrolled down, and found there was a subdirectory called Samba. Press enter. PWD again. We're able to jump straight there. Now type cd space ... sysconfig. Before I hit enter, I want to see if I can find sysconfig right out beside Samba inside the etc directory. There's the folder. We told cd to go back 1 directory using the double dots, and then go into sysconfig. Type pwd. This is called a relative path. So relative to where we were, we wanted to go back 1 and then in to a peer directory. Now let's try a long command. cd space. We'll go back a directory, and then we'll go back 1 more directory. That should take us all the way back to the root. Then we can type home /user1 /desktop with the capital D. Press enter. PWD shows that we were taken there. The question is it more advantageous to use an absolute path name or a relative path name? We used a relative path name in the cd command we just entered. An absolute path name would have been starting from the root directory, going into a subfolder, going into the next subfolder, and then going into the last subfolder. In this case, it would have been easier just to type cd/home/user1/desktop. This is known as an absolute path. Now type date space -u. Leave all the information on your screen, including your file manager, and take a screenshot. Save the screenshot for project 3-1 and submit for this assignment. We are done with this lab. Proceed to project 3-2.